What's up, Nerfers, and welcome back to my channel, where over the past year or so since they came out, you've probably noticed that Sabre Darts seem to be the most accurate performing dart on the market. Well, guess what, guys? I've got a very interesting video for you today because Sabre have just updated their darts with a new design. These should be available at everyone who currently sells Sabre Darts soon, so keep an eye out for the new plastic container. This new container is designed to protect the darts a little bit better through shipping and transport than a cardboard box would, since it's not susceptible to getting water damage and things like that. It also has a nifty little reversible card on the front, turning the container itself into a target practice for you when you're done with using all the darts out of it, which, just for fun, I'll give that a durability test at the end of the video. As for the darts themselves though, the main change they've made is made the foam a little bit more dense. So that foam is going to be a little bit more firmer and hold its shape better through the air, potentially leading to better accuracy, which we'll test in a moment. To kick off the testing though, I'm going to start with a chrono test, and I'll just grab the blaster I'll be showing you guys. So this, if it even fits entirely within the frame, I can't see from here. This is the Sabre Ultima. So this is their most expensive, most high performing blaster that they sell. I think it's worth about $1,000, maybe a little bit more. It is fully CNC metal. I have not done a video on this one yet. I did use it the other week with a 14 kilo spring in it. Today I've stepped it up to 18 kilos. And I expect to see the heavyweight Sabre Darts performing around 300 FPS. And I will start the chrono test off with a standard 1 gram dart. Let's head over to the chrono. So to satisfy my own curiosity, I'm gonna fire some standard 1 gram worker bamboo darts out of the Ultima first of all. Not overly relevant to this testing, but it's good to know what a standard dart does since these are 30% heavier that we'll be testing today. .361, 360, 367. So that's what 1 gram darts are doing out of this Ultima with the 18 kg spring. Here are the old version of the Sabre Heavy darts. Let's see what they do. 285, 329, 320, 285, 284, 324, 320, 333, 329, 329, 334, 333, 288, 316, 329. That's all 15 of those. Let's grab the new heavy darts. 338, 331, 337, 306, 320, 390, what the fuck? 324, 312, 331, 324, 335, 325, 331, 332, 328. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 390 shot was erroneous data. So I'm just going to fire one more dart of the new ones. 321. I reckon the new ones seem to be a bit more consistent and average a higher velocity than the old ones.
Over the chrono, the old darts averaged 315 feet per second with a surprisingly bad standard deviation of 19. I'm thinking perhaps they don't like the Ultima with its 18 kilogram spring or something about that combo, because they are usually far more consistent than that. Fired through the same exact setup though, the new design darts average 11 FPS higher at 326 average with a much better standard deviation of only 8. So it does seem the firmer foam makes a noticeable difference, which we might also see in the accuracy test now as well.
You guys should know the drill by now. We've got a 1 meter diameter target, which I'll be shooting from 30 meters away or 100 feet. I'll be using this nice and sturdy water-filled drum, nice and heavy, doesn't move, and a sandbag to rest the blaster on. First of all, we're going to use the old version of the darts. And between the two, I'm going to aim at the exact same spot, so we'll be able to see if one of them goes a little bit higher up on the target than the other, which would indicate that it also goes further. Here is the old version of the darts. These are going a little bit higher up on the target than I thought, but I did zero this when it was back shooting with a 14 kilo spring, doing about 270. But that doesn't make a difference at all to our results at the end. I don't know if you guys can hear, but one of the neighbour's cats is meowing in my right ear. Just on the other side of the fence there somewhere. Well, that one's a little bit more to the right. Bit of an outlier. Alright, so now we get to try the brand new ones with their firmer foam, which over the Chrono we saw had a more consistent velocity. So they might even have a little bit better accuracy. That's what we want to find out. And I'm aiming at the exact same spot, so we'll be able to see if they change height at all and whether they might go a little bit further or a little bit less distance in max range. I was trying to figure out how I would even do a range test with these because they look identical. And I have to try and find them on the ground afterwards. I was going to bring a pen to maybe draw on the backs of the old ones, but I forgot to bring the pen. So, don't think they're going any higher on the target. But they might be grouped a little bit closer.
Now, considering these new darts are completely phasing out the old ones, all I was hoping to see is that they at least match the accuracy of the old ones. What I saw instead, though, was actually a slight improvement. The old darts had a spread at 30 meters or 100 feet of about 30 centimeters or 1 foot, while the new version had a spread of only 25 centimeters or around 9.8 inches. So one could say that after a year of no one coming close close, a new dart has finally defeated Sabre Darts for accuracy. They just happen to be another Sabre Dart. If you still have the old design though, like me for example, I've currently got about 4,000 of the things, the difference doesn't seem that huge that you'd notice it in actual use. So I'll just keep using the old ones until I've run out of them. Anyway guys, I said I was going to end off the video with a fun bit, so let's get on with that.
Okay guys, for a bit of fun now to end off the video, I'm going to see if we can destroy the dart box, seeing as they have provided a handy little shooting target for us on there. I have put a little bit of tape around the box because my version doesn't have the latching handles like the final version does. I also almost forgot to turn this chrono on. I put that in front just on the off chance that it catches the speed of the dart as it goes past. I do know that by the time it reaches 30 meters or 100 feet, it will probably have halved its velocity at least. We'll see if we can clock one of those darts as it goes past. Don't need a magazine in for this one. Just going to put darts straight into the breech there. And hope that I don't damage the chrono in the process. Bit high, trying not to destroy my $300 chrono. So close. All right, I'll put the crosshairs straight on it. No idea if the chrono read that or not. Let's try again. That's a solid hit. I'll try and hit it one more time. We'll go inspect the damage. Oh, wow, okay. So it did actually register the FPS. Let's focus on that for you guys. 201 FPS from 30 meters away. Not losing as much FPS as I thought. The box seems largely intact. I'm going to move the chrono out of the way because I think I might try and change that. So we know the box survives 200 FPS, which is what a 330 does from 30 meters away. Does it survive over 300 FPS point blank? Let's find out. The paper doesn't. The plastic seems to be holding up. Try again. Okay. It looks like we put it through the same hole, just like a B2 Spirit. So if you do plan to shoot this at point blank over 300 FPS, it won't hold up. But from 30 meters away, when the darts have dropped to 200 FPS, it certainly does seem to survive.
Anyway guys, that's all I have for you today. It's certainly good to see that the new darts outperform the old ones. Find them at the links down below, though I assume that will depend on when the old stock sells out. Like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. Here's 2 other videos you might enjoy. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See ya.